Hey, what's going on? It's Caleb back with another Essential Reflections video. In this video, I want to share what I feel is important to have in your loadout for pursuing your purpose. So, I want to just talk about that from my own personal experience, not from a place of authority. And if you haven't checked out my last Essential Reflections video, go ahead and click the card on either side it pops up on to check that out. And yeah, I just want to talk about what I feel is important for having in your loadout for pursuing purpose. So that's a gamer terminology, having a loadout. A loadout is basically kind of think of it as like a utility belt or like what your starting kit would be in like a said gaming environment. Like if you're playing like a team combat game, you're gonna have certain weapons and things that you want that cater to your skill sets and to the situation that you're looking to have success in. Anyways, that's not what we're going to talk about. We're not going to talk about gaming. I want to talk about real life purpose, pursuing loadouts. So, number one in my loadout would be being grounded in my faith. Being grounded in my faith means a lot to me because that's where I found out my purpose. Like I only found out my purpose because of being intentional about understanding what God put in me, what did he, put me on this planet for at this specific time and for what specific task. So being grounded is my number one loadout roster or in that utility belt. So that's a mainstay. Speaking of being grounded, so that's a mainstay for me. I would say second of my four loadouts, I would say having a vision for what you see for yourself. And again, I'm speaking from personal experience. And so for me, I could think almost 10 years ago when I wrote down my goals and what I saw for myself in the future at that time. And I wanted to have a podcast. I wanted to have different ways to inspire, encourage, and empower people. Fast forward to today, I'm doing that on a scale. It's not the biggest scale. I'm hoping to grow that because that's also a part of that vision for myself. But it's something I'm working towards. And speaking of working towards things, you need to have number three, which is you have to prioritize things and you have to plan things because success doesn't just happen off of sheer like luck or chance or and I say success as in like pursuing your vision. That's what I mean by success. And that doesn't just happen on accident. You have to prioritize your time, your efforts, your energy, and plan out the different efforts that you have to get towards that end goal. Yeah, and I talked a little bit about that in my last Essential Reflections video where I kind of felt in the space of keeping myself busy just for the sake of being busy and feeling like I'm working towards things, however, not necessarily being effective. So that's also in that previous reflections video, which is why when I think of planning and prioritizing, focus comes to mind. And so having the ability to focus is important because you want to be able to concentrate on things that matter and the things that don't matter, they shouldn't get much of that pie chart of your attention, your energy, your time. So those will be the top three. And I would say the final one and could be the most important one. I would say it's self encouragement. Boy, I I would be doing you a disservice if I didn't tell you that as you're on the road to pursuing things that you really want to pursue, that sometimes the roads get tough, it gets a little discouraging, and there's times that you do want to quit. There are times where you're wondering, like, man, I'm just kind of kicking, spinning in the mud here and just kicking a can down the road that doesn't really lead anywhere. It feels like that. And you have to have that faith to just get through the moment. Don't even try to get past the day. Just like stay in the moment and try to get past each moment. And the first thing that comes to mind now is a saying that I had to myself, like in some of my more I guess like dark moments when I was kind of like not feeling so hopeful. I told myself, where you are now is not where you'll end up, something along those lines. And that was really inspiring or encouraging for myself because it let me know, like, things are temporary. And that's something that I hold true, good and the bad seasons. Things are temporary. So when things are going bad, I know that they're not going to last forever. And the same thing when things are going good. I know to appreciate them when they arrive and to really take them in because those moments don't last forever either. So that's the kind of perspective that I have. And again, it's about self encouragement. So those are my essential reflections for a real life loadout for pursuing purpose. In my own experience, in my own humble opinion, let me know what you would have in your loadout for pursuing purpose. I really would like to know. Drop it in the comments, and yeah, I look forward to seeing like what you feel is important, and I'll check you out in the next one.